Good morning, dear brothers and sisters. It is Sunday morning. I pray you're all having a blessed day. I was just laughing at myself looking in the video here. I look like how I feel. For sure. I'm tired, for sure. Yeah. These are stripes, dear brothers and sisters. And I know you're all going through the same thing. I know you are. I heard beautiful Miss Celeste on Friday was talking about her physical but spiritual battle that she's having with the enemy right now. And I just want to tell you, dear sister, that you are not alone. It makes me think about cliches. And have you ever thought of different cliches that have been around for the test of time? And I always found them interesting and always wanted to know what they meant and where they came from. And right now, definitely the one that's sticking in my mind right now is it seems like one thing after another. And I'm here to tell you today, dear brothers and sisters, and I apologize if I'm yelling at you. My left ear is plugged. It's plugged. I've got an infection of some kind going on, but praise God, he gave me two, and I can hear out of the other one. But I do apologize if I am yelling. Yeah, it definitely seems like it is one thing after another right now, dear brothers and sisters. And I was praying this morning, and our dear Father put it on me to talk about that fact. And he wanted me to tell you, and he let me know that it is one thing after another. It's not just a cliche, or it's not like it just seems that way. It actually is. It is one thing right after another by design, on purpose. And this beautiful gift we've been given of free will has been given to us for this exact reason. And that reason is for you to decide how you want to look at that situation. Now, my dad, I have one father. I apologize. My dad, he, as you know, and if you've been around with me for a while, he's got stage 4 cancer, and he's on his way out. And I know this because, for one, the Father told me, but two, him and I had a conversation here the other night where he broke down, and he asked me to take care of my mom, and told me to promise him that I would do everything in my power to make sure that the rest of her life was taken care of. And of course I'm going to do that, dear brothers and sisters, because I love my mother, obviously, and I've been blessed enough to be given two parents that did their best. And I pray that our Father finds them worthy. But that job's above my pay grade, so I'll leave that to him. But more importantly, because it's a commandment, dear brothers and sisters, I'm going to honor both my mother and my father through thick and thin, till death do us part. And that's the least I can do for the ones that physically gave me life. That listen to that call at the time of coming together and creating me. It's amazing when you look back on your life and their life and how amazing things unfold so that you're here. And I'm gonna share a story with you just to show you how precious and amazing this life is. But my father, he's older, he's pushing 80. And I'm 40, so everybody bugs me that I was an afterthought or an accident, I guess as they would say. And my dad always made a point of telling me that he wasn't going to stop until he had a boy. And I've got two older sisters, and here I am. And so he always made a point of telling me that, which really made me feel special and made me understand that I'm with purpose, as we all are, dear brothers and sisters. And so when he was young, he was about 10 years of age. He, since he was a baby, he used to go deliver milk with my grandfather. And so every Saturday, they'd take crates of milk, just like you would see in the movies or whatever, and they would go drop, glass jars of milk on people's doorsteps when they ordered it. And so my dad never missed a Saturday with my grandfather. And my dad wasn't apparently popular, didn't have a lot of friends, didn't hang out with a lot of people, hung a lot with my grandfather and his family. And so there came a time where my dad was asked to go on a skiing trip with some, I don't know if they were friends, but they were just people that invited him. And so my dad went to my grandmother, and my grandmother said, no, it was on Saturday. That's your time to spend with your grandfather. You guys have been doing this. Apparently my grandfather used to take my dad when he was a baby, like in a carrier kind of thing. So this was that, a day for them to spend together. And so my grandmother said no. And so my dad was upset, went to my grandfather and told my grandfather what my grandma said. And my grandfather said, you know what, son, I want you to go. You go, I'll go deliver the milk. I'll pick you up after, and then we'll come home and we'll tell your grandmother, that you came out with me. Now, I never liked that part of the story because it was a lie, but that's part of the story nonetheless. So my grandfather dropped my dad off. My dad went on this day skiing trip. My dad finished and was dropped off at the school and was waiting there and waiting there and waiting there to have a police car come and get my dad and to tell him that my grandfather had died that day. Now, I never had an opportunity to meet my grandfather. It was interesting how that series of events unfolded, dear brothers and sisters. But my dad's family, my grandmother, my aunts, that I don't know at all, never let my dad live that down and blamed my father for that. And my dad being young, it didn't do well with him. And frankly, it broke his spirit. It broke him. And my dad, now being 80, never recovered from it. And so the dad that I know has always struggled with a demon of depression. Always. And for me, it did help form who I am, because it was a negative at first, because it helped, propel me into a life of rebelling and drugs and just evil. And but I'm very, very thankful all of that happened, dear brothers and sisters, because here I am. And what this whole experience has taught me is that it's all a choice. And it will always continue to be one thing after another, dear brothers and sisters. On purpose. It's designed like that on purpose. It is a gift. It is our beautiful Father telling you, great job. You just conquered that. You're ready to move on to the next level. The next other. And so it will continuously be one thing after another as we go along, preparing us to what is going to be. And my dad had a very, very difficult time with this, like I said. And I tried to have a really good, candid conversation with him one day, a loving conversation, by telling him that I was very, very thankful for that moment. Because I am here today because of that moment. My dad is here today because of that moment. And now the choice was to either listen to the enemy and blame yourself and listen to the other moments of the enemy working through other people telling you that you're no good, or you trust in the Most High, dear brothers and sisters, and understand that look at all the beautiful things that came from that. Now, I can't convince my father to think anyway. That's a free will choice we've all been given. And now that my dad is sick here, guys, he's been in and out of the hospital here over the last little while, and I can't understand him. He's slurring. And again, I had a conversation with him basically telling me that he's done and he's giving up. And I'm not going to lie, it's a tough thing to hear, you know. Nobody wants to lose a parent, and anybody that has lost a parent or grandparent or anybody close to them, you know what it's like. And I know we label it as loss. It's a loss, you know, and that's a perspective, dear brothers and sisters. That is a free-willed choice to see it that way. I want to look at it as a gain, dear brothers and sisters, because it is. And what I've gained from this whole situation is that my dad has taught me I will never ever let anything I will never let any enemy sit me in a corner and make me stew about something to the point where it does not allow me to further my relationship with our Creator. I won't do it. So I want to thank you, Dad, for that. And I know you'll probably never hear it like I'm saying it right now, but I want to thank you, Dad, for that. And although that may look as a negative, that I'm learning from his negative, it makes it not a negative, dear brothers and sisters. It's a gift. That's a gift. Our Father gave me a gift to be able to understand what I do not want to be. So if you've got a moment, put my dad in your prayers, please. He's suffering right now, and my mom's upset, and I know my mom's going to be coming out this way. She doesn't live in the same province as me. She lives a couple of provinces over, but I definitely will be looking after my mom after, and I'm looking forward to it, because that is my duty. That's my duty as a son. That's my duty as a child of God, dear brothers and sisters. That's the bottom line. And my message today is very, very simple, dear brothers and sisters. We are going to be worn down. That's the point of this. It says in Scripture we're going to be worn down. So it's going to happen. But you have a choice in front of you right now, a free will choice to how you want to look at this moment. Is it going to continue to claw at you and drag you down? Or are you going to look at these moments that are happening to you and wear them like stripes, like a badge of honor, knowing that our Father is allowing these things to happen to you so that you may put on your armor one piece at a time, dear brothers and sisters. One chain link at a time, we're putting them on. What are we putting this armor on for, dear brothers and sisters? What's the point? Why does someone put on armor? Because they're getting ready for war. And this is what is in front of us, dear brothers and sisters. We are in the face of a spiritual war that's in front of us. And I pray that you are putting on, link by link, your armor, preparing you. So these bags under my eyes, they're stripes. These are links, dear brothers and sisters. These are pieces of our armor that are being formed right before our very eyes as we speak. It's that beautiful gift of free will that's been given to you to see that or not. And every time that you don't, it's a past opportunity to put another link onto that armor of yours. So the more the enemy trudges at you and he's throwing those darts at you, that's all he does. He just sits there and throws darts. Be thankful that you're being tested, dear brothers and sisters, because that means you're on the right path. It's the moment that you stop getting tested, that's when you need to worry. You've heard me say that before, and you'll hear me continue to say that as we go forward. Now, I know these videos don't reach a lot of you, but they reach the exact ones they need to every single time. And I'm very thankful for that. And I had a very difficult time with that, thinking that I'm just, what do I got to do? What do I got to, and I got to do nothing. I have to adhere to the call. I have to listen. That's it. That's all I have to do, dear brothers and sisters, is listen. And when I'm told to speak, I'm just going to open my mouth and I'm going to let it fly out of me. It is about you. That's it. About you. Embrace what's happening to you, dear brothers and sisters. So I just want to pray over you right now, and I pray our Father puts his hedge of protection around you and continues to open your eyes so that you see these lessons that are in front of you. And better yet, you continue to learn from these lessons and move on, because every opportunity that we've been given is a perfect opportunity for you to understand something new, an area of your life that is weak, that needs to be developed. And that's it. For me, it's anger. I've got this nasty demon of anger that just will not let me go, because he whispers in my ear and tells me that I deserve more. I deserve nothing. Dear brothers and sisters, look what we've been given already. We've been given the breath into our lungs to even experience this whole thing, and yet we have the audacity to think that we deserve more. Well, that's not how our Father created us. Be very, very thankful with every precious breath and moment that's been granted to you, and leave the rest behind, and rebuke all of that tells you that you should be any different. These times aren't tough, dear brothers and sisters. They're a badge of honor. And I'm telling you, the moment that you accept your fate and understand who you are and where you're going is the moment that you can remove all of those chains that are holding you back from putting another piece of link onto that armor, dear brothers and sisters. So I rebuke that spirit that's holding you back. In Jesus Christ's name, through his blood, I wash it away, dear brothers and sisters. Remove those chains so that you can learn. Appreciate what you're going through, because you are chosen. So I love you, dear brothers and sisters. I pray you all have an amazing day. I pray that you have the strength to keep pushing forward. And when you fall down, it's okay. It is okay. I've been on the ground for 3 days, dear brothers and sisters, and I've had several people put out their hand to try to lift me up, and just like poor old me, I decided, no, I'm okay. I like where I am right now. What a waste of 3 days. I had my mother tell me it was okay that I feel this way. It's not. There is no excuse for you to wallow in your sin. There is absolutely no excuse. And I understand why she would say something like that, because it's been programmed into her to feel that way. I get that. But that's not who we are, dear brothers and sisters. So I'm going to end it here. I love you. I pray one of you got something from this. We got to keep pushing forward. And know what our fate is going to be is going to help you get up every single day, and it doesn't matter what's thrown at you, you embrace it, because you know that it's necessary. It's not that it's there to hurt you or harm you or make you upset. It's there to make you better, and it's your choice. The one thing that you can control is that free will choice to see it that way. So please, brothers and sisters, see it that way. Understand that these are all gifts for you. This is for you. And I love you. So Father willing, I'll do another one of these when I can. I love you. Please, please pray for me. And I will pray for you and yours. And we'll chat soon. Goodbye.